Good evening, everyone. Late Night Mega here, and tonight we're going to have a channel update slash discussion because I feel there's a lot of things happening on this channel that we just need to refocus and restructure some things. So, a little bit about this channel before we get into that. I started this channel back when I was basically on the brink of not really playing video games anymore. I would start to play a game, put it down for a week, and then not really have any desire to pick it back up. The exceptions to that might have been like Mega Man games and Pokemon Nuzlocke. I was doing a lot of those at the time. But even then, I was still kind of struggling to uh, have them retain my attention. Meanwhile, I was watching various YouTube channels such as Dr. Novocaine and Flashman85, aka Gemini Laser, and seeing them do Let's Plays of games and thinking that, hey, that might be kind of fun to do. And so that's what I did, and thus I started this channel, and Late Night Mega was born. And I started naturally with Mega Man games. And I knew that I would be branching out eventually to Metroid and Zelda and RPGs and various other things. But at this point, I'm looking back and I'm looking through the playlist section, and it feels like we branched out a bit too much. Like, if you go through the playlist section, I don't know if any of you guys have ever done that, but there's all sorts of weird stuff in there. There's Yu-Gi-Oh, there's Resident Evil, there's Pokemon, there's Final Fantasy, there's other various RPGs. There's Darius Twin, which is a space shooter. Blades of Vengeance, whatever the heck that is. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed everything that I've done on this channel in some form or another, and I wouldn't go back and change any of that. But meanwhile, I started this channel based on Mega Man. You can see Mega Man's even my avatar on here. And sometimes it feels like, where are the Mega Man games? Like, we're just hopping around randomly on all these different games. And some people are like, well, when are you getting back to Mega Man Maker? When are you going to do another Mega Man game? And it feels like we're just kind of waiting till I just randomly hop back to a Mega Man game. And that just, it doesn't feel right to me. And so I want to take a moment to go over the upcoming Let's Plays that I have recorded, or ones I'm in the process of recording, and then how we're going to restructure the channel from that point. So on the non-RPG side, we have Oceanhorn, which is being uploaded right now. After that is going to be Mega Man X8, and then Axiom Verge. And over on the RPG side, we've got Dragon Quest XI going strong. My gosh, that is a long game, and we still have quite a ways to go on it. And then after that, we're going to have Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Now, I do still want to include RPGs on this channel, but sometimes you might have heard me talking that like the RPGs are the main focus or the main LP that's going on, and anything else is just kind of a side LP, something that happens once in a while. The only reason I've been uploading both sides of this each day, and I've been able to keep up with that, is because Dragon Quest XI is so long, but it's also a PS4 game, meaning there's like three steps to my process. Step one, recording the gameplay footage. Step two, doing the editing. And step three, clicking upload and uploading the video to YouTube. For PS4 games such as Dragon Quest XI, step one and two are kind of done together because I have to record post commentary. And so when I record post commentary, I do that. I do the editing as well at the same time because it just makes sense the way that I record things. But for other things, such as, well, we'll say Mega Man Maker, I record the gameplay and live commentary at the same time, and then I do the editing in a different step, and then the video processes to the final form, which I can then upload to YouTube. So basically only step 1 is done, and I'm waiting to do steps 2 and then 3. Whereas with PS4 games, when you're seeing them, steps 1 and 2 are already done, and I'm just uploading. So it makes it easier when I don't have to do any more effort with PS4 games to do other non-PS4 games at the same time, or run multiple PS4 games at once, because I am that far ahead in my recording. But this is all I have for upcoming content right now. And so what I want to do, I want to get back to two main things. I still want to have RPGs, but they're not quite going to be the main focus. They're going to be more like a 3 to 4 day a week upload, whereas I want to get back to having Mega Man content being like a daily main focus type of thing. And so I've also categorized all of my games that I've been recording, because I've looked at the list of games that I have to potentially record for the channel, and that list is also all over the place. But now I've divided that into two separate sections. There's a high priority and there's a low priority. And so I'm going to focus mainly on the high priority stuff, and the low priority stuff will just be kind of a once in a while sort of thing. And it'll be like, hey, Late Night Mega's playing this random game now. That should be neat. Rather than Late Night Mega's playing a whole bunch of random games, but when is he going to get back to a Mega Man game, you know? So we're going to restructure some things. So if you're interested in seeing it, the games that are on my radar for both high priority, low priority, head over to the Facebook page, and I'll link those onto there, and you can check that out. There is one thing though on there that I'm going to keep secret, and that is on the high priority list. It's not really well, I'm not going to give away anything about it, but it's an obscure movie-based video game. I just stuck it on the high priority list, but it's not necessarily so. But it's not something you're going to guess either, so don't even bother trying. But it'll be something random. So what we're going to do to restructure this channel, we're going to get back to Mega Man. And for the RPG side, I want to focus more on Pokemon Nuzlocke. Now, for Pokemon Nuzlocke, I still don't have a good way of recording DS games. I thought I did, but then I didn't. And that kind of limits my options to that. But if you head over and check out the Facebook page, you'll see that I do have a list of various Pokemon games. They are actually Pokemon hacks that we'll be doing. So we'll be kicking that off with Pokemon Liquid Crystal, and that will come out after Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. And so, yeah, let's talk about the new structure, new format. So we're going to, after Axiom Verge ends, we're going to get back to Mega Man Maker for a while, and that is when I will be taking stage requests. You might see a couple Mega Man Maker videos between now and then, but I'm not going to open things up to stage requests or anything like that. But the new format for the channel is going to launch after Axiom Verge, and since I already have that done, I already know what date that is going to be, and it is going to be January 26th, 2020. Another thing that I'm really excited about, you can see there's a whole bunch of Mega Man games on the list. I'll just go over some highlights. The Mega Man 0 and ZX Legacy Collection. Could I not find a more blurry picture of that? Anyways, I do want to be doing, I've already done the Zero series on this channel, but I have not done the ZX series because they are DS games. But these are releasing on the PS4, so I'm excited to bring those to you guys. I might not be starting uploads for ZX and ZX Advent on the day of release, but maybe sometime around there. We'll probably do Mega Man Maker stuff for like a month. Great thing about Mega Man Maker, it's something that I can always come back to, so I should always be able to have Mega Man content in some form or another for the channel. And right now, I'm kind of missing that too. So that's why we're restructuring things here. And on the RPG slash Pokemon side, I am going to do Pokemon Liquid Crystal, and then Emerald will be the next couple RPGs after Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. And Liquid Crystal is going to start whenever Mystic Quest ends. I'm not fully sure on the date of that yet, but it should be somewhere roughly around the same time as this, maybe a little bit later. And we're going to go to a structure of, I'm thinking Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and possibly Saturday for RPG uploads. And then Mega Man content will be, like 7 days a week. I should be able to keep up with that upload consistency, that amount of recording, because I've kind of the way I've been doing my recording, I've been so far ahead on recording anyways. That's why you've been getting so many double uploads as it is now. But I know I cannot indefinitely keep up double uploads, so we'll try doing just the RPGs like 3 or 4 days a week, and then Mega Man content throughout. Now, some other projects that I'm looking forward to in the next year. I've been going back through and looking at some of the Mega Man games that we started on this channel, specifically Mega Man 1 through 10 and Mega Man X through X4. And the audio quality is really not good. There isn't a good balance between my voice and the gameplay audio. And I don't know, maybe I didn't realize this back when I first did this because I was new to this whole YouTube thing and video recording and editing and all that. But in like the Mega Man 9 playthrough, like you can't even hear Mega Man getting hit most of the time when he gets hit. And the music is fairly quiet. It's just not good, which is unfortunate because I feel the gameplay of all those games turned out very well. So one thing I want to do maybe sometime in the next year is replay Mega Man 1 through 10 and Mega Man X through X4 in these legacy collections. And I don't know if I'm going to do like the same order of Robot Masters or if I'm going to mix things up a little bit. That might be dependent on the game itself. But I do want to bring those to you guys sometime in the next year. And I'm excited for it. And I'm going to do this on the Legacy Collections because then we can check out some of the bonuses that the Legacy Collections offer as well. So be looking forward to that. Another thing on the Mega Man list is the Mega Man Battle Network series. This is a series that's been near and dear to my heart since it first came out back when I was in middle school, high school. I know the last game came out when I was in high school, or like just ending high school. We're not going to talk about how long ago that was. Then again, you could just look up the dates of these games and see for yourself. Anyways, I do have my reasons for not going back to the Battle Network series, but I'm kind of getting the urge to revisit the series. I do enjoy it overall, but there are some aspects to the games and some aspects to some of these specific games that has kind of just made me not want to get into it. But I'm starting to want to get into it. So I do want to start the Battle Network series next year as well, starting with the first Battle Network game, and we'll go in order. When we get to Battle Network 4 and 5, I might open up polls on the Facebook page to vote between which version of the game I'm going to play. I might do that. I might not. I don't know. Battle Network 6, I definitely want to do the Falzar version. But 4 and 5, up in the air, but that's going to be ways down the road. And one last thing I want to talk about on the RPG side, Breath of Fire 3. This is like the sad story of an RPG on this channel. It was once considered my favorite non Final Fantasy RPG, and now it's kind of not. I've played through the game a handful of times growing up, and there's a couple segments of the game that just really infuriate me, and I really don't enjoy them. And so I've been wanting to play this game for the channel because I do enjoy it overall. And ever since I started doing RPGs for this channel, Breath of Fire 3 has been like the next in line or second to next in line RPG. And it's been like a perpetual thing, like, oh, it's going to be the next one that I record, and then I record something else. And as it stands, it was going to be after Pokemon Liquid Crystal, and now it's going to be after Pokemon Emerald. And maybe by the time I get through that, it might be even later down the road. But do note that it is still a high priority RPG, as is Lunar 2 Eternal Blue. That game will be. That game will actually be new to me, but I really like the first Lunar game, and I'm looking forward to that as well. So, I think that's enough for me rambling on about the channel and how we're refocusing and restructuring things. Uh, Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. That is all for me for now. Good night, everyone.